So let's start computer applications 2026. Section A we have already done, so we will be starting section B. So first program question number 3, which is from methods program. So define a class named step tracker. So we have to create a step tracker. I will just create entire program in BlueJ just to understand how it is, but you have to write in your book. So say steps tracker, let's remove all those things by default which is there, and we will write a new program. So first statement is import java.util.scanner, because we need to read the two variables accept the name and steps walked using scanner class method. So I have imported java.util.scanner. Now let's write a main program. Before main we have to define all member variables. So defined all member variables, string name. So let's have first string name. You can initialize it, or when you use it using scanner, read it, that time it will get initialized. Then int sw, that is stepped walked, which is, I will say right now it's 0. And double cb is what? The calories burnt, which is equal to 0.0 initialized. You have to write all this purpose and calories burn. Then double kilometer stores the estimated distance walked in kilometer. So another variable double kilometer. Initialize it to 0.0. Now we have defined SW, that is steps walked, double CB calories burned, and double kilometer distance walked. Now we have to write member methods. That is, first we will write void accept to input name and steps walked. So what we have to do? First we have to create a scanner object. Scanner SC is equal to new scanner. Syntax is new scanner system.in, and using this scanner object we have to read name, two variables, name and steps walked, that is SW. Name is equal to, the name is string, so you can just have name. Maybe if spaces is there, if you say full name, you can just read it as next line. You can write next as well, just a single name. And SW is an integer, so you have to read next int. Now when you read it, you have to give the prompt as well. So you can write system.out.println, enter user's name. Here before taking this, you can also write system.out.println, enter steps walked. Okay, now this accept method is done. You have to read only two, name and steps, that we have already done. Now next method is void calculate. So let's do it. Void calculate. Now what? Calculate calories burnt and distance in kilometer based on steps. So everything is based on the steps. Now in calculate you have to write calories burned and steps walked. So what is the formula? It's steps walked into 0.004. So what I will do it, calories burned is stored in which variable? It is in CB. So CB is equal to, what I have to do, this steps walked SW into 0.04, this, and your distance walked is in kilometer. Formula over here is steps walked divided by 1300 steps. So 1 kilometer is approximately 13 meter steps. So So where we have taken this SW, steps walked, divided by 1300 will give me in distance in kilometers. So calculate method is done. Now last method is we have to display what? Display the calories burned, distance in kilometer and user's name. So let's have one more. Void display. This method program is very easy. You all have to try and you will get 15 out of 15 if you write proper comments and all the proper calculation. Everything is given over here. You don't have to think any logic over here. Void display the calories burned. So display which function you have to just give system.out.println. You will say first user's name plus you will add name where we have stored in name variable, add it over here. Then next system.out.println, you will have calories burned and distance in kilometer. Calories burned we have stored in CP. And last and distance in kilometer. Okay, display method is done. Then last, once you have defined all those things, write a main method to create an object of the class and invoke the method. So what we have to write now? We have to write a main method. Public static void main method you will write. I am not taking any arguments in main, so I am not writing string args, but you can write it over here. As for good practice, you can say string args. The indentation is not mandatory, but it is a good practice to have it. Now main what? Create an object. What is our method name? Is step tracker obj. Normally object name you can follow same naming convention. So obj new step tracker. What was the class name? Object name is equal to new class name. This is the syntax. And then using this obj you have to call all these methods. Which were those methods? Obj dot accept, where you will accept all input. Obj dot calculate, and last one is obj dot display. So hope you have understood this entire program. So this is the same way all programs you can write. Method program. Import to read the input, define a class, then define all member variables. Sometimes they give just the input variables to accept. Then this calculation, what are the required, that you can define on your own. And then define accept method to accept input, calculate, do the calculation, very simple calculation this time, otherwise you have to calculate discount. Many if else conditions will be there involved, different rates, discount rates, so that, and then display. So let's compile this program. Program is compiled and now we will run it. Now let's run the program. You have to give user's name as, I will I will write it as Dnyanada because which is my favorite. Just let's have Dnyanada. Then steps walk, maybe it's required in integer, and I get the output as calorie burn 500 into 0.04, it gives 20, and distance is kilometer 0.0 because 500 divided by 1300. Now let's start second program, that is question number 4, which is a single dimensional array. Write a program to accept the designation of 100 employees in single dimensional array, accept the designation from the user and print the total number of employees with the designation given by the user. So first what we need? We need an array which is of what? We have to store their designations. So let's write a program. First we need, since we have to accept other designations, we need import java.util.scanner. We will have a array1 program, we just name is array1 underscore 2026. Then void main we need. Then we need an array to store 100 designations. Since these designations are strings, we need a string array. String array, how we have declared it, array is equal to new string 100. Now we need a scanner object to read the values. Then there are different designations. Let's assume it's trainee, manager, chef. We will take it here itself. Let me add one more. So all this we need to count how many chefs are there, how many managers are there. So first step is, inside for loop, int I0, I less than 100, we will take till I plus plus. We will read all 100 values. If while reading only we will have the counter, how many managers, how many. So just if arr of I dot equals manager, then I will say manager plus plus. Then I will add one more. You can have else if, or you can just have this way, arr of I dot equals, we will have chef. Every designation will have a different counter. We just let it be, everything is in small case, chef plus plus. Let's this change to trainee plus plus. Then we have a director. Hope you understand this. Okay, now this is done. We have manager. What we have done, manager is mgr. Here I have taken manager, so let me just take it as mgr. Now what we have to do, once all these values are read, then what we need one more for loop. And with that for loop, we don't need a for loop basically. For we have read all 100 values, we have counted how many managers, chef and this. At the end we just have to print these values. We have to enter the designation, accept the designation from the user and print the total number. So what we will do it, we will have system dot out dot println, enter the designation which once we have entered all the values and counted how many managers, chefs, trainees or directors are there, at the end of the loop we will get the value which needs to be which needs to be printed. So we write enter the designation, and if that str equals manager, then I will put this string value is manager and then number of count for MGR. Same way repeat all the process for others. Now we have just printed if string equals manager, all managers, number of managers. If it is chef, number of chefs. If it is trainee, so trainee, and if director. So now let's compile the code. Yes, it's got compiled, and now we will run it. Now we will just give, but now the main thing is we have to enter 100 values, which is not possible right now. So let me just to run this to showcase you how to run this program. Let me stop this. Now just to run the program, I have changed this to 10 because it's very difficult to enter 100 values just now, just to showcase you how it runs. So I have made it 10. I have made the changes over here itself, and now let's run it again. So I have to enter 10 designations. Now whatever I have compared, that only I will put it. Manager, let's put 2 3 managers, then trainee, 10 values I need to enter. Now one more I need it. I will have one more as director. Now enter the designations which needs to be. Let me put chef. So how many are there? Chef and 3. So you have got this program. Now let's solve question number 5, which is write a program to accept a 2-dimensional integer array of order 4 into 5 as input. Check whether it is a sparse matrix or not. A matrix is calculated to be a sparse if the total number of zero elements is greater than the total number of non-zero elements. So first we have to read the input, we will take a import function. Then we will, in the main, we will have a scanner object created. We have a array is 4 into 5, so we have defined it is an integer array. So int array which is equal to 4 into 5, 4 rows 5 columns. I will need to calculate number of zeros, so we have int zeros and non-zeros. Then for I is equal to 0, I less than 4, and int another matrix. Number of rows are these are number of columns. J is equal to 0, j less than 5, j plus plus. We will store the values. ARR of ij is equal to sc dot next int, because it is an integer array. If this element is equal to 0, I will just make the zeros counter plus plus, else non-zero plus plus. Once the entire all values have been read from the array, I will print the number of we will print the number of zeros and then number of non-zeros. Let me show it over here. And if the zeros greater than non-zeros, system.out.println is equal to matrix is a sparse matrix, else matrix is not a sparse matrix. So hope you have understood this program. Now let's run it. We will compile this and we will run it. This is an array 2 program. It's 4 into 5. So let me first clear all those things so that you will understand it. Let me rerun this, or let me just put the values 1, 2, 3. Put all the values. 4 into 5 we have to do. Now let me put all 0, 0, 0, 0. So let me put this all. This is sparse matrix. So number of zeros are 12, number of non-zeros are 8. So matrix is a sparse matrix. So hope you have understood entire program. We are going to solve only 4 programs here in section B. Write a program to accept a number and check it is a mark number or not. A number is said to be mark number when sum of the squares of each digit is an even number, as well as the last digit of the sum and the last digit is the same. So 3 conditions we have to check. sum of the squares of the digits is equal to even number, then last digit and sum of the last digit, the last digit of the sum as well as the last digit of a number should be same. So now let's first you need a scanner. Let's try to you need a scanner. In the main we will create an object of a scanner. We will say enter number, then we will read the number. Here we will read sc.next, we will read the number, and once we read the number, what we will do it, we will try to find out each digit. So last digit we will get just simply num modulus 10. Then we need to have each digit. Let's assign it to 0, initialize it to 0. Then sum is sum of the squares of the digits. We will use a variable sum. While num greater than 0, d is equal to num modulus 10. Each digit from a number we will calculate. Sum we will get sum plus or equal to, this is accumulative sum, d into d. Then after this while loop, I have to do one more change. This number is continuously going to change in a while loop. So num is equal to num divided by 10. Now once this entire loop is executed, you will get the sum. Then what we will check? Last digit of a sum is sum modulus 10 is equal to last digit of a number, that is LD I can say, is equal to sum modulus 10. Also I have to check whether sum is even number or not. Then we have to just say this is a mark number, as it is not a mark number. So let me run this program. It is a mark number. Which example it has given? 246. So let me enter a number as 246. Let's check it is a mark number. Now let me give another number and check whether it's a mark number or not. So let me enter suppose 305. It is not a mark number because sum of digit is 8, though it is even, but the last digit is 5 and sum is 9. 9 plus 25, it will give 36. So it is not the same. So this is not a mark number. Hope you have understood this program as well.